Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's my pleasure, my privilege to be here with you. My name is Dr. Arnold Nerenberg. I'm a licensed clinical psychologist practicing in psychology in the state of California since 1974. Been in the field about 50 years, been in practice 47 years, and I'm happy to say I'm 80 years old. So I've been doing this a long time, and I want to bring to you the fruit and the results of all my inspirations, my study, my clinical practice of 80 years of life and over 47 years of being in clinical practice. I'm truly grateful to be here with you because this is exciting research. I want to present to you a very interesting study. It's called Increasing Self-Control, Generosity, and Fairness. Increasing self-control, generosity, and fairness study. And the subtitle is The Nerenberg Model of Reframing Decision-Making. The Nerenberg Model of Reframing and Decision-Making. Well, I know something about every person who's watching this and everybody in the world. You have a lot of negative thoughts, a lot of them. And I know you didn't choose them. They could be hostile thoughts, thoughts of judgmentalness against others, judging yourself, frustrations with different aspects in your life, negative thoughts about your identity, about other people's identity. It just goes on and on. The list goes on and on. A lot of negative political thoughts. You name it. It's vast. It's a vast ocean of negativity. Now, there are two types of thoughts. The thoughts that just pop into your mind, but in fact, they don't define who you are. That's based on your genetics, family upbringing, societal norms. You're more a reflection of the thoughts you choose to have. And that's the secret of how we're going to increase your control of your thoughts, words, and actions. We're going to increase greatly your self-control of your thoughts, words, and actions. And everybody wants that. And the side effect of the program is it increases generosity and fairness. That's a side effect. It was not the target, but it turns out in our study that did in fact happen. In fact, it happened quite abundantly. It was a little bit of a surprise how much it happened. So reframing, we talk about the model reframing. It's creating the program that I'm going to talk to you about. It creates a different perspective where you're seeing negative things in a more positive light and a more constructive light, without denying the negativity, without denying the problem, but creating a different perspective. And you'll see a way of, it provides a different foundation and gives you a particular tool for making more constructive, honorable decisions. So let me tell you about the study, and then I'm going to talk to you about the details of what my patients have been learning. Firstly, we had 100 subjects, and it was 47% men, 53% women. So pretty decent size, 100 subjects. The results were very consistent with everybody, very consistent. The average age was 42.2 years of age, 42.2. Now, we have what we call the 4 commandments of honor, and I'll tell you about what those are in a moment. And on the average, people were reciting it 2.2 times a day. And people were also watching videos, and they were watching on the average 4.3 videos a week. And the duration that they'd been in treatment, the average duration when I did the interviews was 7.4 months. So now, my patients are advised to watch one of my videos every day. They see me once a month. They see me 1 week, then the next week, then after that once a month. But watching the videos, and then are free to text me about the videos. The other part of the program is we have what's called the 4 Commandments of Honor, which when people make a pledge to recite it 3 times a day, become disciples of honor. So all these people took a pledge to be disciples of honor. Everyone. So everyone was a disciple of honor, and they took the pledge. In addition to that, they also were using what I call the bridge between honor and reality. So now I'm going to describe to you what that means. So honor is defined in the Nerenberg model reframing and decision-making as loyalty to your highest constructive values, as enshrined in the 4 commandments of honor, which are these. I wish you well. I take full responsibility for co-creating my reality and my problems. I'm grateful for the power I gain from hardship. And the one of 2. they believe in God as I do, it's God, your wish is my only wish. But if they don't believe in God and don't wish to address God, I seek always to serve my highest values. So we have people who are Christian, Catholic, Jewish. We have black, white, Latino, Asian. It cuts across all ethnicities and nationalities. So the 4 commandments of honor, to be truly effective and have the effect of affecting decisions and to facilitate reframing events, need to be recited 3 times a day. So how people take a pledge, a commitment to do that for all the days of their life. So the pledge goes this way. I have them raise their right hand and recite these words. As a disciple of honor, I pledge myself for all the days of my life to the 4 commandments of honor. And I'll teach them to those I love. I'll repeat them every morning, afternoon, and evening, and listen to myself recite them. And I say, welcome to the brotherhood, welcome to the sisterhood. And we found, when I did a study, and I published in the National Psychologist, of over 1,100 subjects, that 95% of the people, over 95% of the people felt more hope, over 95% felt more, not only more hope, but good, and over 92% felt more meaning in their lives. So that's what happens right there. Now at the second week, I offer people the pledge. It might vary. And then at the third week, third or fourth week, somewhere along there, it depends how people are progressing, I offer them the bridge. It's a bridge between honor and reality. And the bridge is this. It maximizes the probability of that we're going to apply the 4 commandments of honor in actual real life situations. So the bridge is this. What's the most honorable thing to think, say, and do? What's the most honorable thing to think, say, and do? So we do the 4 commandments of honor and the bridge, and then we use the bridge then in any situation that comes up so that honor becomes the gold standing for assessing all thoughts, words, and actions. So it'll go this way. In my case, it would be this. God, your wish is my only wish. I wish you well. I take full responsibility for co-creating my reality, my problems. I'm grateful for the power I gain from hardship. What's the most honorable thing to think, say, and do? That's the foundation of the system. There are a couple other steps that I have that people can take for more advanced levels, but the study was based on that. That's the core of the program. And then we have all the videos, such as the one I'm making now, that just confirm and elaborate on it, and the repetition. And the key about the repetition of saying the commandments in the bridge 3 times a day, and then as needed, is that the repetition is preparation for application. That's key. So here's what we found. We actually found that it increases people's positive thoughts. Most people get negative thoughts, but this actually increases the positive thoughts. 2 separate questions. Does it increase your positive thoughts? It's one question. And so 98% of the people said, yes, it did. Then we're going, how much? Was it a little bit, medium, or a lot? Rated from 1 to 10. Well, people gave it a lot, 8.1. Now, when decreasing your negative thoughts, did it decrease your negative thoughts? Yes or no? 89%, yes, it did decrease my negative thoughts. How much did it do that? A little bit, medium, or a lot? Well, it was medium, 7.1. It decreased it, but not a lot, but not a little, but it was medium, it decreased it. So the mechanism now we need to look at how this could happen. So these thoughts, I wish you well, very positive type of thought. So let's say somebody's getting a negative thought about somebody. They want to tell that person off. They want to slap that person. And that's very powerful. But they didn't choose that thought. It just popped in their mind, but doesn't define who they are. It's based on their genetics, family upbringing, societal norms. So I have my people balance it, not fight it, balance it with, well, I wish you well. When you're wishing the person well, it does not make the negative thought go away. In fact, the negative thought on a short-term basis is more positive, more powerful, not more positive, more powerful. But what happens, what I found empirically, is the negative thoughts, when you always do the balancing, negativity with an honorable thought, the negativity comes back less often with less intensity and less duration. So indirectly, we decrease the negative thoughts, not by fighting them, but by keep balancing them with honorable thoughts. That's an amazing thing, that you actually come back less. Something in our whole being recognizes that we're not going to feed and entertain and add fuel to the fire of the negativity. We're going to balance it with constructive, honorable thoughts. So it increases your positive thoughts and decreases your negative thoughts. And that's awesome. Now, does it increase your self-control overall? Just asking the thing, does reciting the 4 commandments on a bridge increase your self-control, and how much? So in terms of self-control, 99% of the people said, yes, this has increased my self-control. That's awesome. 99% of the people say, yes, this has increased my self-control. Well, how much? A little bit, medium, or a lot? From 1 to 10. Well, it was a lot. It was 8.3. So we're getting more positive thoughts, reduced negative thoughts, more self-control. Then we want to break down the self-control to thoughts, words, and actions. Let's see how that goes. And even emotions. We want to look at thoughts, words, actions, and emotions. Does it help you control your negative emotions? Anger, resentment, jealousy, all these negative emotions. 94% said, yes, it helps me control my negative emotions. How much? A little bit, medium, a lot. Rated from 1 to 10. 7.6. Yeah, that's between medium, it's almost in the range of a lot. High, medium. So people are getting control, the self-control, and now you're seeing self-control of negative emotions. We're seeing more positive thoughts, less negative thoughts. Now, does a reciting the 4 commandments of honor in the bridge increase the self-control of your thoughts? Controlling your thoughts. 92% said yes, I do feel more self-control of my thoughts, because they're calling it into consciousness. They're reciting the 4 commandments on the average 2.2 times a day. More self-control of thoughts. How much? A little bit, medium, or a lot? Well, 7.5. It's not quite a lot yet, but it's a little bit medium plus. So people are getting a fair amount of control of their thoughts. That's an amazing finding. Now, does it increase your self-control of your words? 94% said yes, it's increasing my control of my words, what I say to people. In other words, they're not saying so many negative things. They're getting more self-control. It's not just blurting out. I have more self-control. Well, because by having more constructive, honorable thoughts, what comes out of our mouths, what we say, is going to be controlled by our thoughts. Well, how much? A little bit, medium, a lot? Well, people rated 7.4, so it's kind of medium plus. It's a fair amount of control over our words. Now, so now you see greater control of our thoughts and our words. So we ask then, does it increase your self-control of your actions? Does reciting the 4 commandments of honor and the bridge increase your self-control of actions? 97% of the people said, yes, it does. I have more control over my actions, what I do. It's a lot of self-control. How much? A little bit, medium, a lot? It's kind of a lot minus 7.9. It's in the lot range. So people are getting a lot of control over their actions, and it's not just half or 60%, it's 97%. Now, does it help control your anger? Because that's related to your negative emotions. 97% of the people said yes. They gave it a rating, which is pretty high. How much does it help you control your anger? So this is great anger management, 7.9. So in other words, it's a lot minus. It's right in that range of a lot. So people, this is an excellent anger management tool. 97% of the people feel that helps them control their anger, to say the 4 commandments of honor and the bridge. And a substantial amount, 7.9 out of 10. And related to that, does it help you control your irritability? 99% of the people said, yes, it helps me control my irritability. How much? A little bit, medium, a lot? 7.7. That's high, medium, a substantial amount. So they're controlling their irritability, their anger, their overall self-control, negative emotions, more self-control of thoughts, words, and actions, having more positive thoughts, less negative thoughts. That's a lot. Now, here are the surprising findings. And the reason I ask these other questions, these next two is because I always test everything out on myself first, and I noticed my generosity and fairness went up. It did go up from this. It wasn't the target of the system, but it was a side effect of it. Does it increase you being fair with others? 92% of the people said yes. It does increase my being fair with others. My reciting the 4 commandments of honor and the bridge increases my being actually fair with others. Well, we could see fairness is an extension of honor. Makes sense. I wasn't expecting it, but once I got the results, oh yeah, that makes sense. And I was seeing it in myself personally, and so that's why I thought to ask that question. The average rating was a lot, 8.2. So it not only a high percentage of people, 92% felt it increased their being fair, they said it increased it a lot. They didn't just increase their being fair a little bit, a lot, 8.2. Now, related to being fair, this next one, does reciting the 4 commandments on the bridge, does it increase your generosity? Well, I'm positive how that would come out, but I saw in myself that I had become more generous from this, like a side effect of it, of the whole program. 95% of the people said, yes, I'm more generous. By reciting the 4 commandments of honor and the bridge, I'm more generous. How much? It was a lot, 8.2 out of 10. So here's a system of people average age 42. So these are people who are not kids, not really old, but 42.2 years of age. They've been around and it was still able to impact them. You think, well, people are young, they're malleable. But this is people who are somewhat mature, who are in mature age of 42.2 years of age. So it could impact it, whatever the age. We're not too old to learn new tricks. At 42, people were internalizing this. Now keep in mind, they were reciting the 4 commandments of honor. They're required to do it 3 times a day. They did on the average 2.2. It's not bad with the bridge. But keep in mind also that the videos which target and reinforce recitation of the commandments of honor and the bridge, they're watching 4.3 a week, and they've been in treatment with me 7.4 months. So they've really been applying this very vigorously over a period of time, and all of that's the benefit. To tell you the truth, I saw those benefits way before 7.4 months, but when I conducted it, that's how long they'd been in therapy. So I would say, with total conviction, that this is a good investment of a person's time. It takes 8 seconds to do the 4 commandments of honor, 8 seconds, and 4 seconds to do the bridge. Total of 12 seconds. That's 36 seconds a day. And you could be brushing your teeth, taking a shower, going to the bathroom, watching TV, eating. You don't have to go a special spot. You're just repeating them. I do one of mine the first one in the morning when I'm backing my car out of my driveway, when I'm driving home, and I do it at least 3 times a day. And I have more because I've given myself into a more advanced system that I teach. But this is the foundation. This will take you to all those benefits. 36 seconds a day. We're not sitting in meditation for 2 hours a day. We're not even meditating for 20 minutes a day. We're talking 36 seconds a day. We're all busy. We've got a lot of responsibilities, paying bills, going to work, taking care of the kids, or taking care of our parents, whomever. Not a lot of time around. 36 seconds. Now, what I tell people is, look, reciting the 4 commandments of honor, reciting the bridge, may not be exciting. Some people get a good feeling when doing it. Me, personally, I don't. I'm neutral when I do it. But repetition is preparation for application. When we apply it in a situation, that is totally awesome. So we're not talking about something that's boring. We're talking about 3 times a day of 12 seconds. That fits into the American lifestyle. That fits in any. Nobody could say, I was too busy. I don't have time. It's 36 seconds. Brushing your teeth, taking a shower, whatever. Changing the baby's diaper, whatever. So it's certainly been my pleasure to present to you Increasing Self-Control, Generosity, and Fairness, a study, the Nerenberg model, reframing, and decision-making. You can see how the bridge would affect decision making because you're going, what's the most honorable thing to think, say, and do? It's totally changed how people make the decision. They don't make a decision on what will optimize my benefits, what will make me happy, how can I increase, my gains. It's what's the most honorable thing to think, say, and do. Then, of course, you want to maximize cash flow and happiness and all the rest. Of course, there is no such thing as true happiness without honor. You can have fun, excitement, pleasure, entertainment. But to have true happiness, you have to have honor. Also, there's no such thing as success without honor. You can have somebody who's rich, good-looking, smart, and be a loser or failure. They don't have honor. Honor defines success. Then, of course, you want to make all the money, look good, and be healthy. Absolutely. So we're talking about a system that does all of this. Helps control irritability, anger, increase overall self-control, help control negative emotions, increase being fair with others, increase generosity, increase self-control of your thoughts, increase self-control of your words, increase self-control of your actions, increase your positive thoughts and decrease your negative thoughts. But 36 seconds a day, that's a bargain. That's a bargain. Well, Jay, is there any comments or questions you want to make?
I just think that reciting this daily, the commandments of honor, just makes me a better person.
That's what it comes down to.
Think more.
It does what?
It just makes me a better person. It makes me think before I respond.
That's so key. I want to repeat that. So Jay's saying makes him think before he responds. That's the control that people are getting of their thoughts, words, and acts because they're thinking before they're responding. And he's a better person. That's why part of the reason that increases self-esteem, because people see they're becoming better human beings. Like Jay just said, you become a better person and you think before you respond, and so you're getting more self-control.
Most definitely. And I also find that I recite these in the morning when I wake up. I look in the mirror and I say it to myself. So I mention it to myself.
So you look in the mirror when you wake up and you recite it to yourself. That's good.
And I do it at night before I go to bed.
At night before you go to bed.
I like to look at myself when I say it.
Now, do you just think it or do you say it out loud?
Oh, no, I say it out loud.
Say it out loud. I think that's the best way. I do it out loud as well. I do it. Yeah. I do it out loud as well. I'm with you with that. I think that's the best way because then you can hear yourself saying it. Because part of the pleasure was that I will listen to myself recite them. So then we're getting that auditory input. Excellent, Jay. Thanks for that input. Well, it's been my pleasure, my privilege to present to you again increasing self-control, generosity, and fairness to study the Nerenberg model of reframing and decision-making.